Good evening, everybody. This talk will be in English. We have two English guests, so we will talk in English today. And thank you to be here. I have just a brief introduction to explain to you why this panel and what it's about. So I don't know whether you know how the panel was born and how things work behind. Simply, I sent three precise questions to our guests. One is to tell us what is the mission of the organization. Second, I asked them what they are doing to achieve this mission, what is their business. But importantly, I asked them what is the story behind the story. We want to know how things happen behind DMO. You know, if you are here, you know DMO, you know that DMO are in some crisis. Somebody is dead, somebody is alive, somebody is burning. We want to know how they are doing their business and how it happens. So I will now call our keynote speaker, Carlotta. It seems to me very strange to speak to you in English. Anyway, Carlotta, of course, she will explain to you what he's doing. Please present also yourself.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Antonio. My name is Carlotta, and I run the Florence Convention and Visitors Bureau since 2010. Today, I'm here to talk to you about our model, the model of our Convention and Visitors Bureau. I know you are a very well-prepared audience. Anyway, let me just introduce what is a Convention Bureau, because very often in my real life, when I present myself as a destination manager or the director of a CVB, everybody looks at me like an alien. So, a Convention Bureau is simply an organization with the mission to increase quality, quantity, and importance of events, meetings, and visitors in a specific destination, a city, a region, or an entire country, thanks to convention sales, tourism marketing, and services. Okay, everything seems to be quite easy to understand and maybe easy to set up, and it is, wherever in the world. In fact, in the world, Convention and Visitors Bureau are normally public. They are very well recognized even by the population. And even if they are public, they can have partners and members at the same time. And they used to operate thanks to public funds, city tax, normally. And as we are talking about models, let me say that the public one, in my opinion, is definitely the best one. But again, wherever in the world, and not in Italy if you want to survive. In Italy, in fact, Convention and Visitors Bureau, very often, not always, of course, are where the people really want to have a Convention Bureau, or where you find a very clever politician. So if you are very lucky, at least for 4 years. And talking about our model, today we are a private company, we have more than 250 members, and we are official partner of the municipality. And again, everything seems to be quite normal and very well organized, and it is. But today we want to tell you a story of how we are arrived here. And our story talks about trust and alliance. Alliance between people and companies, and between people, companies, and public institutions. Because our Convention Bureau is a consortium of each and everyone, of single companies and of the destination, entire destination at the same time. And arriving at the actual model has been a real pentathlon, because we had to overcome many obstacles, and we had to pass through several levels before reaching our final score. So I'm happy to tell you our story with a friend of mine, which is Super Mario Bros. So maybe if you are born after 1995, you don't know who is, but we know. Our company was born actually in 1995, and we was born as a Convention Bureau only, so with the mission of the meeting industry. For 15 years, we had a very simple governance, lots of public funds. The majority of the company was owned by the public Congress Center. So we can definitely say that our first model was very close to a public one. But in 2010, things start to change rapidly because the province of Florence, with a very well-known local politician, decided to buy the 52% of the capital stock of our company, changing totally our asset. A new strong public stakeholder, politicians in the board, and the mission to work for a larger territory, the province, and to become a CVB with the V, Convention and Visitors Bureau, because at that time the local tourist board was part of the province itself. So let me say a very classic public-private model with over the 50% of our income coming from public funds. But after 1 year and a half later, in 2011, the decline of the province started. First of all, our regional government decided to close the 14 local tourist boards all around Tuscany. So the project of our CVB skipped immediately. The province, of course, had no more budget and power for our industry, and an Italian law prevented a public entity to stay in the same consortium together with private company. So it was clear that the public-private model was not working anymore. That's why we have started with the process of the exit of the province from our capital stock. Finally ended, let me say, after a couple of years. So the solution was quite clear because we said how to move quickly into a different model in order to survive. The answer was go private. Definitely go private. But how to go private? You go private involving the local industry with a membership program. And to have more members, you have to plan activities and services. But with only a few people in the office and public funds declining sharply, it wasn't very easy. So we have decided to involve a small group of local companies really close to our territory. And we have asked them a sort of act of faith and lots of money, of course, presenting them our action plan and our business plan with all our enthusiasm, really convinced about the importance to rebuild the company and to give it back to the city. And it has been quite hard, but the secret was in the cooperation with our members and rethink the model with a bottom-up model, involving them every day. So we have started to listen, to share, to do concrete things, and we have written all the new rules of the company together with our members. And this is definitely the secret of our company. And as you can see, as public fundings were declining because we were at 55% and we are now at 31%, the team was growing and members were growing. All the relationship that we have built in that period, asking the trust from the private member, proposing our program, all the relationship we built are still very, very strong and are still the foundation of the company. And I can see some of our members, so maybe they can confirm. Cooperating with them, we have started to do things. We have started to gain trust. We have started to reach big scores, as you can see. And trust produces more trust, and more trust means more member, more staff, and finally, more money. In a couple of years, we moved to a totally different model. We changed our model definitely, and arriving in 2013, 2014, we have finalized the process of our privatization, selling all the single public capital stock to the private. And as you can see, in 2014, we had the minimum of public funds, only the 4%. But at the same time, team was increasing and members as well. Of course, being private is very nice for us, we are very happy, but at the same time, you depend, of course, from your own budget. And so you depend from the happiness of your members and on the business you produce. And when you have a big group of members, big group of companies, different one from the other, but very often even in competition, one with the other, you have always to run very fast. And you have to run faster than them. You have to run faster than Super Mario, because you have always to suggest ideas, to find solution. And you have always to listen and share, and never forget to talk to the public institution, even if you are public, because it's important to let them know who you are. And this is what we did. And finally, in 2014, we started to be quite independent. Time by time, we have started to reach also the needs of our members, the needs of the destination, and we have started to search new business opportunities. In 2015, we have started to study the international destination wedding market, discovering that in our region, there is a huge industry. We host amazing events, and we have a very glamorous supply chain. So we have decided to cover a gap and to start to coordinate that industry and to promote it all over the world as a brand. In 2015, Tuscany for Wedding is a brand, is a new division, and is the official partner of the regional government and the municipality. Of course, opening a new division means new staff managing the division, new members, makeup artists, florists, hairdressers, so totally different members for us, and means new opportunities of growth and of business. And we have decided specifically to open the new division, hosting one of the most important international events for wedding planners. And if you're curious to know how it goes, have a look.
First of all, you've done it in the most amazing place. You've done it in Florence. And I said in the last Congress, my favorite place in the world is for Florence. And here I am. And look at the number of people you have motivated.
I think one of the best things about this conference is it's bringing together wedding planners from all over the world.
It's a perfect marriage of business and pleasure, which is really quite lovely and quite a compliment.
Fantastic, creative, fabulous. I don't know, I think it's just everything.
I take home with me new friends, and I take home with me great knowledge.
It is the most amazing Congress for the wedding planners.
It was like a high school reunion. I saw people and we were hugging and kissing.
It was a gift.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Nice? So, in few minutes, we are already arrived in 2017. It has been harder in the real life, of course. And finally, we are presenting our new model because we have changed again. But today, we are convinced that we are arrived at our final one because we are very satisfied about this model. So maybe Mario can stop to run and can raise the cup. Thanks to the big increase of our members, we have been more and more representative every day. And this has been definitely our goal to win an important announcement of the municipality of Florence, becoming the official partner of the city for the promotion of the destination in the world. Of course, this is the model we consider like the perfect balance in our governance, because we are a totally private company, but at the same time, official partner of the municipality. And I can guarantee that even from a budget point of view, being private is also more convenient in the relationship with the municipality, because as you can see, we have now more than 250 members. We manage, of course, a lot of business, but finally, also public funds started to raise again. And finally, in 2017, we are back to the 24% of public funds on 1 million budget. And we are, I can say, really, really satisfied. So this is our situation today. And let me say that we are never happy and we never stop. That's why we have already started to plan a new future with our members, because we want always to arrive a little bit earlier. And our new project is done and the future have been planned, especially with our hoteliers. And as I see one of them here, I want to thank Laura Laggiù, because she is one of the persons who made this possible. So let's just stop for a moment and try to summarize what all these changes of model brought to our company. We just start as a convention bureau only. Then we have started to change our model and to explore other business opportunities. Then we became partner of the municipality, and we felt to go ahead. In fact, something is missing. It is our last and brand new project, Destination Florence. The project of the city of Florence for the promotion of the destination in the world, for the coordination of the industry, and for the governance of tourism. Destination Florence is a huge project, of course, with many B2B activities planned all over the world. But we have one instrument that we want to tell you just a little bit today, which is our new platform, destinationflorence.com, the official platform for the marketing and sale of all the touristic and cultural products of our destination. And the platform is the perfect synthesis of our governance. Private companies commercializing products under the official umbrella of the Florence municipality. Just to clarify, we do not want to compete with OTA. We are investing lots of money, but not billions. And we will focus a lot on selling products to people once they are in town. And we will make it very simple, because they can buy several products using only one shopping cart. And we are also here to support the local industry, because all the local suppliers can sell through the platform. And you can't imagine how difficult it was to find all the technical solutions. And we are also content creators, because we want to create original contents, alternative contents, some of them produced by the mayor, by the citizen, and by international students. And we are already planning the future, and 2018 will be the year of big data. So, if you want to talk to our virtual assistant in 2018, simply stay tuned. Unluckily, we have no time, of course, today to show you in detail the platform, so we have decided to show you a very short video for the last couple of minutes of the event we have done in January to present the platform to our members and to the city. Please.
Con la passione di sempre, ma l'emozione dei momenti importanti, vi presentiamo il progetto Destination Florence. Voi siete riusciti a mettere in campo un esempio concreto di gioco di squadra che non ha tanti precedenti in giro per l'Italia, perché alla fine vola solo chi osa fare.
Ci siamo resi conto che il progetto veniva sentito come una vera e propria necessità. Quindi Destination Florence non solo si può fare, Destination Florence si deve fare. Obiettivi chiari a lungo termine, aggregazione dell'offerta, coinvolgimento del pubblico, con una comunicazione online ed offline univoca, ufficiale, coordinata e soprattutto mirata a dei target ben definiti.
Si è passato dai turisti ai viaggiatori e quest'anno si parla di super traveler. Sono quei viaggiatori super connessi che hanno una caratteristica molto importante. Considerano l'esperienza che inizia nel digitale come parte integrante del viaggio. Abbiamo una fortuna, perché Firenze è un brand che è da secoli top of mind.
Non verrà valutata soltanto la reputazione del territorio, ma anche come noi lo comunichiamo, sia noi come destinazione, sia voi come singoli operatori. Di fatto misurerà il nostro appeal online.
Abbiamo pensato che sviluppare un e-commerce con un carrello unico che potesse commercializzare tutti i prodotti potesse essere la soluzione giusta. La navigazione sarà totalmente personalizzata, la persona troverà servizi, prodotti e strumenti che sono più inerenti ai propri gusti. Esisterà una sezione interamente dedicata agli hotel, per la quale ci siamo affidati a un partner, WinTrade, che ci consente di svincolarci totalmente dai grandi player internazionali.
Emozionato positivamente perché ho visto una sintesi di cose belle, di persone belle, di valore, di una cosa che non sembra di essere a Firenze, scusate.
Noi riusciremo davvero a trasformare le opportunità in risorse, i progetti in opere. Ancora una volta la conferma che questo percorso lo stiamo facendo nella maniera corretta.
Non è il solito sito, è un'altra cosa. Questa è un'altra cosa, questo è lo strumento della città di Firenze.
And of course, no one can do anything without an amazing team. And if it's a family, it's even better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Carlotta. Wow, it's amazing, it's insightful, and you made us understanding what is a journey about change and how context change, how there is no one model that fits in all situations. Now, I would like to call with us here on the stage Jana Hudcova from the city of Prague. Please join us. Big applause. And Yadin, I hope I pronounce Katz from Tel Aviv. I hope I pronounce well your name. Because the real, as I said before, the real mission of this panel is to make you understanding that there is no one-size-fits-all solution for DMOs in Italy, because all of us, I think, come from Italy. And so I think it's important to get a glimpse of what is happening around the world on this situation, understanding that there is no one solution. So it's false to say, okay, let's go private because private is paradise, is heaven. Let's go public because public is the main contribution, the main contributor for money. So we'd like to understand what is happening in your countries, understanding, of course, as I wrote you by email, what's the story behind the story? What do you do, and why you do that, and how you do that? So I would like to start with Jana, and tell us what do you do in Prague and how you do in Prague.
Okay, we have a little bit different situation because our visitors bureau or tourist board or whatever, how would you call it, exists since 50s. But 5 years ago, we had to reorganize completely Prague city tourism. They got a big financial shot from the city budget, but they have to do new branding, new strategy, new website, and they started 3 years campaign on social media. On the other hand, we have also Prague Convention Bureau, which is private. It's non-profit, but it's based on the membership. Unfortunately, they always are lack of money, so we support them as well, but on the other way, on the way of contract that we buy services from them, like bidding, like convention being like they look after the Prague Convention Center and so on. But for the next year, we are preparing a big change because we want to change Prague City Tourism into the business company. It will be kind of joint stock company, but owned by the city, and they should finance themselves as well. So, and we hope that in 2-3 years, they might be joined by Prague Convention Bureau, because they will have much more freedom with sharing, with talking, with other subjects, and they will be able to have also members. So,
thank you very much. So we understood that it's about freedom. Freedom means that you have the agility to move and to seek new opportunities, to explore new opportunities, and to get things done easily. Now, Jan, you come from our perspective, a very different city, because our image is that it's very hard to live and to enjoy that city. So you have also to sell something that outside your city is very tough. How do you do that?
The image is that it's hard to live in Tel Aviv?
No, it's hard to live. It's hard to arrive. It's not something that you really think about easily.
Yeah, and it's not a normal option to consider, right?
Yeah.
That's why the Israel brand is very different from the Tel Aviv brand. First, I gotta say, Carlotta, the film was amazing and the presentation was great, and it actually made me want to visit Florence. So I'm thinking about it after this. Tel Aviv is very different. Tel Aviv is considered, and it is the richest city in Israel. And although we are the richest city in Israel, in international aspects, we try to compare ourselves to Amsterdam, Florence, Paris, New York, which we are not. So the city said, you don't have any budgets to promote yourself around the world. You got to be creative at what you're doing. So we are working just like that, very agile, trying to take opportunities and make more partners and see what we can do and where we gain, like a startup city, startup state of mind. The way our structure is that Tel Aviv Global, the company that I work for, is a private company owned by the city. So that gives us some freedom. We are tied to the city in a few bureaucratic aspects that sometimes take us a lot of time to do things. But we are free to do commercial sorts of arrangements here and there. We are moving more towards, we are looking to change in a way that we will become a little more private, at least 50-50, like some other DMOs are doing around the world, like Amsterdam, I think it's 30%, and Berlin, etc. We feel that this will give us a better opportunity to do more things, because we come across a lot of things that are taking too long. The amazing platform that you showed us, something that we've been talking about for the past year and a half, and we are just now, we're still at the drawing board, how we want it to be done, what we want to do exactly. So we feel that it takes us too long. On the other hand, some things, when we are connected to the city, we feel that are moving faster, and these are things that we want to keep in-house, like we said. Mm-hmm. For instance, we've had, we tried to rebrand before, and we realized that no outer company does it as well as we do. Nobody can tell the story like we tell the story. Our social platforms, our website, etc., things like that, we do the best, and we want to keep it in-house. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much. Yes. Now, I think we have 10 more minutes. Do you have a question? Is somebody of you maybe doubtful about something and want to write some question? Non avete domande? Posso tradurre anche, no? No. I have one more question, at least, for each of you. Carlotta talked about a project is not about future, is already on. I would like to ask you, what's the new project you are thinking on, and how are you going to achieve these projects? What you need to achieve this project? Because at least in Italy, in my experience, when we talk about DMOs, it's about dreams most of the times, because we have several projects that maybe start and then after a few months really are already dead. So I'm asking you now, what's your dreams and how you're going to achieve your dreams? Jana.
I think dreams, our dream is to have more quality tourists, because now we have over 7 million tourists a year. So for the center of the city, it's killing. It's really very, very hard situation. We just, 3 years ago, we started also research, and it finished last week, so we don't have very much results. But what was interesting that we were trying for 10 years to change the brand of the city, to find out new programs for young people and so. But still, we have from the research that 80% people are coming for architecture, monuments, and that they heard about the beauty of the city and culture. So our dream is to get more people from the center, to get more people coming back. Even now we have about 30%. I think my colleague is one of them who came back 3 times. So, and Carlotta only once, so I hope she will come again. And so that's the mission. And then, of course, it's not about inbound tourism, or it's more about the base of the city. I mean, like to have better transport, to invest money to the monuments, to invest to the cleanliness and so on. But we can use also the money from the city budget, which we get from tourism, because we get quite a lot.
Thank you.
So my answer will relate to what you were asking before. I mean, considering Tel Aviv, why, or who does that? So you said 7 million visitors a year. We just crossed the 1 million visitors a year. So Tel Aviv is still small. I like to say that it's an early adapter city. So people who know what's good for them come to Tel Aviv, the hipsters, the artists, the LGBT community, communities who usually adopt things quicker. That's the stage where the city is at right now. So our challenges are different. We are looking to expand it, increase it, make it grow even bigger, and that's where we are right now in that aspect. Get even more tourists. We're working on other aspects, the digital aspects, which I lead. We talked about a digital platform, a new 360 platform that will meet the tourist when they land. Because Israel, you got one airport, one door. So everybody who lands, who comes to the country by flight, they leave through one door. Think about the potential. Yeah. Everybody can see what you're advertising. So we got that. We want to meet them on the streets, on their phone, push notifications, websites, things like that. That's the digital aspect. And we just launched a new convention bureau that will be under our wing, where we will cooperate with international organizations, bring more conventions and conferences to Tel Aviv. So yeah, we got a few places. We're still growing. Very
amazing.
Hopeful.
I want to ask a question for Carlotta. And since we are talking about future, I remember when I was a student, I was attending this event. At the time was BIT, hosting all these events. And I had a dream. I had a dream working for DMOs or things like that. It never happened. It happened in another way, actually. So what is your way of hiring people, and what are the talents, or what are the competencies you are looking for? Because this is about future.
Yeah, this is a very good question, also because we really miss in Italy places where people can train and become a destination manager. In our office, I'm sorry, but the first rule is being a woman. And I'm not joking. No, I'm joking, of course, but we are 99% women in the office. Is a very good question, but we have different competencies inside the company, because as you can see, we have 3 different divisions. But the first thing we want from people is people enthusiastic and able to do many things at the same time, but of course the main quality is that they have to be really good in relationship, because our first job is to stay in relationship with the city, with the private company, with institution. But of course, we more and more look for digital competencies, because our digital part is growing a lot. That's why now we have 3 people in the communication office. But I have to say that in Italy, we really need a school. I feel very lucky, of course, with the stuff I have. But you touched a very important point, because we really need to train people to do our job, because we miss destination manager and we miss DMOs as well.
Thank you very much. I don't know whether you want to answer the same question is important to you or not.
You know, they say about the Canadian government that they have, you know, the economy minister studied economy, and the culture minister comes from the field of the arts, etc. And we're always looking at that as a great example. That's kind of the way we are, you know, smaller scale. That's the way we're working. When you start thinking about a public sector, you think, oh, city officials, they've been on the payroll for a long time, they're not doing a job. This is why a private company owned by the city, like us, has an advantage. We are all professionals in what we do. I come from the world of digital. My colleague who's doing the PR comes from PR. Another doing the marketing comes from marketing. Each one has a profession. And if you're not doing your job well enough, you go home. You're not suited for the place. You're not quick enough. You're not professional enough. You don't have a place. And finding that balance between, you know, public, private, professionalism, all these aspects put together, I think that what gives you an advantage as a city.
Thank you. Jana, you want to answer the same question?
Yeah, I was laughing because this, you know, city officials and so on, we know very well. We have a little bit advantage that even if Prague City Tourism is a municipal company, they have kind of different laws and different rules, like theaters and museums and so on. So they can work independently in a way. But everybody, I would say, have to be very diplomatic, you know, from both sides, from the side of the city, because the city government changes every 4 years. So it's not, it's more on officials than on the elected people, because they are changing. And so we as department have to be very diplomatic, because we have to talk with private business as well, with all hoteliers, transport companies, Prague Airport and this. And Prague City Tourism has to be diplomatic as well, and Prague Convention Bureau, of course. But it works somehow. We hope that in next 2 years this will change, because they will get much more freedom in decision making.
Thank you very much. Now, one last word to conclude. Yesterday we had a panel about DMOs. It was about, do you see a future for DMOs? And when I see 3 people, 3 leaders like them, with passion and with enthusiasm, I see, yes, there is a future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.